Shalom, Israel, Shalom. This is your brother King Ecclesiastes coming at you with another article of truth, man. And you know how we start things off. We always give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh by Shema Mashiach, Ramalak Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being the name of the Father, Yahweh Shai being the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly knows as Jesus the Christ. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm your brother King Ecclesiastes, and I'm coming back at you with another article of truth, right? Because sometimes we don't really get a chance to get into these articles like that. So I always like to share, break these things down. So because there's always misnomers and things of that nature, you know, always concerning Northern Kingdom, always concerning Israel, period, and in general. So what we have to do is we got to continue to put the information out there. And, you know, let the Spirit bear witness, you know, whether you believe, whether you don't believe, you know, what scriptures say, you know, in my, your enemy because I tell you the truth, you know. So these are articles of truth. And my article today is going to be on an undercount of Latinos killed by police, right? And if you can see, you know, this was an article that was written on June 3rd, 2021. So this was just, you know, a few weeks ago. All right. And it's one of those things where we really don't get opportunity to see our Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, you know, being put out there as much as our Southern Kingdom brothers, as much as Judah actually, because they always you know, subjugate Judah to be on the front lines and to make them the poster child of, you know, being killed, shot down by police, you know. And there's a reason for that, you know. Whoever's in the truth, we always understand, hey, look, man, Judah's the top tribe, right? Judah is the leader. Judah is going to be risen up first, right? So the tents of Judah shall be raised up first. So, and the scepter shall not depart from the hand of Judah, you know. So when we actually look at these things, they know what they're doing. They know what's going on. When I say they, I mean the other nations. I mean the government. I mean everybody else besides Yasharallah, right? So, and when I say Yasharallah, I mean the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Indians, right? We make up the 12 tribes of Israel, if you didn't know, right? But these are some of the things right here, articles like this, to give you more proof and to give you more understanding, right? Why don't they put so-called Latinos and stuff like that up front? Because they understand, look, everybody follows Judah. Naturally, Judah is a natural born leader, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at the gangs of Judah, you understand that they have so many different sections of gangs. When you look at the Crips or when you look at the Bloods, you know, you have Paru, Sex Money Murder, or in the Crips you have Rolling 60s. You know, you have so many different sections, and it's mainly because Judah wants to be a leader. Judah don't want to be no follower. He don't want to follow. His nature is telling him that he's a natural born leader. You understand? But on the flip side, when you look at the so-called Latino gangs, you know, we have MS-13. They've been the same. MS-13, there is no sections, none of that. You know, Latin Kings, you know, there's no sections of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just Latin Kings and that's it. You know what I mean? There's no different sections and none of that. Because naturally the Northern Kingdom knows how to follow order. You know, it's in our spirit. But just to bring that together, now, let's just say we were to see this leadership from Judah on the righteous level, and then everybody else following suit, man, we can never be stopped. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's what needs to come to happen, you know, and that's what's gonna come to happen, regardless if you wanted to or not. You know, those are the prophecies. We will get the kingdom of the Most High, you know. We gotta keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and that's the only way, you know, we're gonna be able to get that leadership established, you know. The scriptures say, take the kingdom. You know, we got to take the kingdom. So, it's not going to be easy, you know, and it's not, but also it's not going to be hard neither. If you just keep these law, statutes, and commandments, a lot of these things will fall into place, man. Seek ye the kingdom first, and everything else will be added unto thee, right? So, a lot of these things, what I'm bringing out right now with this article is just another piece of evidence to show you that we fit the curses, you know. Low on the side, just right along with our brothers and sisters from the Southern Kingdom, right? or the so-called Negroes, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. We are the same people. We have different tribes, but the same people. We are Yashar Allah. We are Israel. At the end of the day, and we're here to represent. We're here to represent the Most High. We're here to present ourselves righteous for the Most High. In our actions, we represent the Most High, because that's how things are done, right? So with that being said, I want to get, with this article right here, we're going to go through it and read it. Like I said, it's called an undercount. An undercount being that the word speaks for itself, right? They haven't been counting correctly. And there's a lot of reasons as to why, and we're going to read it, right? So first and foremost, we already going to see right here, it's going to give us a chart, right? From 2010 all the way out, all the way down to 2020, right? And we see here the green is the Latino, right? And you see it as a small portion, right? So a lot of the times when you have a so-called Latino, we have to understand that he can truly get tied in with either a so-called black or a Native American, possibly even Asian or Pacific Islander at the same token. So now all the time, are you classified, if you're a Latino, are you classified as a Latino? You can be classified as something else. But what I want y'all to look at is the so-called Native Americans. Look at how much they're being killed off by police, man, on a yearly basis, man. Hey, man, look at 2018, 2025, man. That's the rate, man. At 25 from 2000, man. That's enormous. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, sometimes a so-called Latino or Puerto Rican or Mexican or whatever the case may be, because like I said earlier, we are the same people. You know what I'm saying? Can easily get classified as a Native American. But like I said, it doesn't matter. We're still the same people. You could take that green and blend it in right with the yellow, and you could take that pink and blend it right in with the yellow, man. But we see Esau, the so-called white man, he's at bare minimum, if any at all. You know what I'm saying? Because some of our people look that way as well too. But we're gonna get into this article and we're gonna read on, right? It says over 2,600 Latinos have died at the hands of police since 2014. More than double what had been known according to an ongoing study. See that? So it's more, you know what I mean? Like, it's 2,600 added on to what they already had, It says why it matters. A year after George Floyd's death, data on Latinos killed by police or while in police custody remains scarce. A Latino ethnicity is not plainly visible since Hispanics can be of any race. Researchers say victims often get lumped into other or unknown categories. There you have it, man. They're telling you right now, right here in this article, that we get lumped into other or unknown. You see that? So they're not even counting our people, man. We get lumped into that other or unknown. That's crazy, man. Right? It says the Raza database project, which the word raza just means race, all right, in Spanish. So it says the Raza database project, based on data from scholars, activists, lawyers, and demographers, dug into the undercounting of Latino victims by also looking at a person's last name and other characteristics. There you go. So they had to start digging in. They start getting in there, man, because a lot of our people are just gone missing. You don't know what's going on. They don't Latino. We don't know. Let's just put them as unknown. What the hell is that, man? Like we don't matter. But that's just part of the curses. We gotta understand that, right? It says between the lines, the lack of standardized data from police departments, either for causes of death or ethnicity, makes it unreliable and inaccurate. Researchers say reported causes of death include shootings, use of physical restraints, stun guns, and medical emergencies suffered while in custody or during arrest. So there you have it, man. Like I said earlier, a lot of the times they won't show the so-called Northern Kingdom tribes in the front lines, because like I was stating earlier about Judah being the leader, so automatically as a Northern Kingdom brother and sister, when we see literally this happening to Judah, and we understand that everybody follows Judah. If they're doing this to Judah, what the hell do you think they're gonna do to us? It's an example that they're setting, for our brothers and sisters. It's a way of programming. If you understand what I'm trying to say, if you have ears to hear, it's a way of programming. It's a way of instilling that fear inside our people, right? But the Most High had not given you the spirit of fear. So we need to rise above all of that, right? These are the knowledge that we need. We need to understand these things that are going to come to pass. We need to understand how to be not in those situations. How can we say how to avoid putting yourself in those situations, right? Because if you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and you're following the Most High God, right, in a righteous manner, you shouldn't be in these situations. You wouldn't be in these predicaments to where as though as police gonna kill you and gun you down. See what I'm saying? There's a way to deal with that, right? And the scriptures tell you how to deal with police. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's you gotta get back to reading the Bible. It says the death of 27-year-old Carlos Ingram Lopez in April 2020 was registered as likely due to cardiac arrest. See what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden, Carlos Ingram Lopez is the Northern Kingdom version of George Floyd, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact thing. Look what happened. It says cardiac arrest, right? But a video showed 3 Tucson police officers had held him face down while he said he couldn't breathe. Is this not just what happened? But see what happens, they don't blow the story up. This is unheard of. This is not something that they want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But it's also of the Most High, right? Because the Most High is arousing Judah up, that line of Judah, rising them up. You see what I'm saying? And we going to join with them. We see them getting hurt. We know that this has happened to our people. It don't have to go viral because we understand, as Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, we understand what's going on with our people. We see the news. We research. We get the news. They share the family puts it out. A lot of the Native Americans in Canada right now, man, they going through it out there, man. But the death of 27-year-old Carlos Ingram Lopez in April 2020 was registered as likely due to cardiac arrest. But a video showed 3 Tucson police officers had held him face down while he said he couldn't breathe. That's just madness, man. It says the intrigue. Houston mayor and police formally apologized this week to the family of Joe Campos Torres, a Mexican-American man who was beaten to death by officers in 1977. Man, this is like that Rodney King story, man. But Rodney King survived. This man, they was literally beaten to death, man. A Mexican-American, Issachar, man. Got straight beat to death by police, man. But you're going to sit here and tell us that we don't fit the curses? Or you're going to sit here and tell us that we are the same people as them? Or we are so-called white people or Spaniards, which are descendants of Esau? This is not happening to nobody else. Man, it's happening to us. Same thing, exactly, right, hand in hand. Together, we all in this thing, man. Israel is, we here, man. This ain't happening over there in Africa with when they have their own stuff going on over there. You know what I'm saying? This type of oppression, not on this level. They don't have to have gangs out there. I just spoke about gangs. Why do we have gangs? Do the white men have gangs? No, man. They gangs is what? Governments, policemen, the KKK. And they're not considered. We actually have ruthless gangs. Why? Because we're Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we're Israelites. Because of the oppression and because of the things that were taught to us by the so-called white man, who we know is biblically known as Esau, So they apologized or whatever this week for Joe Campos. It's something that happened in 1977, man. That goes to show you that this not something that just popped up. The chart said 2010. You know what I mean? But it's been going on for a long time. And guess what happened? So let's continue to read. It says, a Mexican-American man who was beaten to death by officers in 1977 and whose killing sparked riots and massive reforms. It was a case that defined police excessive force against Latinos in the 1970s. So here we go again. It's the same thing, sparked riots. Same thing, Rodney King, George Floyd, you know what I'm saying? So on and so forth, man. It's the same picture. Same picture, same people, right? It says the big picture. The Raza, or the race database, has so far documented over 32,000 police-related killings since 2000. 20% of them black people and 17% Latinos. And this is just what they're actually reporting, man. Documentation. Because Lord knows about the other people that just go on missing. And I'm talking about so-called blacks and so-called Latinos, right? So this 20% or the 17% could actually be even higher. You see what I'm saying? So now we understand that, look, it's not talking about nobody else here. It's talking about Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. Blatant. Here it is, man. We going through the same oppression on the same land. We're together with this, man. You so-called blacks and Latinos need to come together, man, and come follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. Come back to your natural nationality, man. The nationality that was given to you by your creator, by your father, man. And follow your Yahushua, man. That's what needs to start happening. You need to come back to that Bible. This has nothing to do with Christianity. This has nothing to do with love the world. This has nothing to do with none of that. This has to do with about a God-given nationality, the Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indian, man, women, and child need to come back home. That's the message, man. You need to come back home. We are all the same people. We need to stop hating each other. You want to learn love? Learn to love each other first before you start worrying about anything else, man. Before you start thinking about all these other different nations, we need to learn how to love each other. Because that be one of the biggest problems that we have while we're out there in camp teaching. We're trying to tell one of our brothers and sisters that we need to learn to love each other. And they want to start talking about another nation. Man, these other nations don't give a damn about you, man. When are we going to start learning how to love one another and to love each other, man? Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. When are we going to start doing that? That's more important than you worried about somebody else, man. As so-called people, as so-called Negroes, Latino, Native, and we need to learn how to love each other. Because we have a problem learning how to love each other, man. That's the biggest problem that we have right now. We ain't going to be able to love anything or anybody else unless we learn how to love each other, man. That's what needs to be the focus, man. And damn everybody else, man. Straight up like that, Let's continue reading on. It says the results are similar to Washington Post analysis examining police shootings since 2015, which found that Latinos are killed at a rate 55% higher than white non-Hispanics, and that black Americans are killed by police. Wow. Say that again. And that black Americans are killed by police at more than twice the rate of white Americans. Twice the rate. So now if 55% higher is not white, man, listen, bro. Like that, you do the math, man. This is what they're saying. The numbers of Latinos and African Americans killed from police action since 2000 are somewhat similar. There you have it. Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, same difference, man. We gonna come together and be one stick anyway, man. You better learn to love each other, man. You know what I mean? You better learn man. It says the difference is that Latinos are rarely mentioned when discussing violent police treatment. Roberto Rodriguez, Raza Database Projects Director, told Axios Latinos. So there you go, man. They don't mention, the so-called Latinos, the Northern Kingdom. They don't mention these things into the public. You understand? It's not what's in the spirit. The Most High is controlling all of these things, man. It's a bit of predictive programming, if you will. You see what I'm saying? And Let me see. All right. Go deeper. It says Scoop. Houston apologizes to Hispanic family for 1977 police killing. And you guys can look these things up, man. You can look these charts up. You go George Floyd Square Memorial to be taken down a year after his death. There you go, man. They don't give a damn about us, man. You know? So there you have it, man. I'm gonna conclude with that. You so-called Latinos need to start waking up, and start coming back to your true nationality, and you need to start keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. 613 law, statutes, and commandments given by the Most High God, right? And when you read the Bible, you understand that it has nothing to do with loving the world. It has nothing to do with that, right? It contradicts everything that's saying, because just like Christ said in Luke, he said in Matthew, right? Matthew 24 and 35. He says, as the days of Noah were, in the days of Noah, the Most High God, he destroyed everybody. But he kept Noah, 3 sons, their 3 wives, and his wife. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a total of 8 people that were kept. So you think that the Most High God is not going to come back to destroy? But everybody's like, oh, God is love. God is this and that, man. God is going to come back with a vengeance, man. The Most High, man. He's sending his son back with a fiery sword, man. Read the scriptures. Stop believing every other man. Study for yourself. And this is what it's all about, man. It's all about waking up to your true nationality, and the way you're supposed to be living. So y'all need to wake up, man, and there's definitely plenty of more videos coming, there's definitely, more YouTube channels out there with information, valid information. Man, go look it up. Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes chart. 12 tribes chart undefeated to this day. You know what I'm saying? Someone didn't try, but hey, look, it's just undefeated, man. You can't, So with that, Israel, man, study yourself, show yourselves approved. Blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, man, wake the hell up. Come together under righteousness for the Most High God. Magnify his name by your actions. Talk is cheap. So forget all that. Your actions, man. Faith without works is muerte. All praises, call halal Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, woman like Yahweh Shai. This is another article of truth from your brother, King Ecclesiastes. Any comments, questions, concerns, hit that comment section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Follow up. Hit the like button. Share this with everybody else. I'm going to have a lot more content coming soon, Most High willing, right? So, with that being said, I give a hearty shalom. Israel, shalom.